Despite missing quite a bit, Star Citizen still offers a solid amount of activities for you to take part in. Whether you're jumping in for a free fly week like on February 17th, or you're beginning a long career in the verse, you'll always have plenty to see on day one. While there's plenty of time to learn the ropes, some of you have already watched my in-depth new player's guide or just want to jump straight in. So I polled the Space Tomato community to see what you all suggest for newcomers. Now, we're going to talk about the 6 best ways you can spend your first couple of weeks in Star Citizen. Thank you for coming to my Tomato Talk. If you've followed my new player's guide, you've likely departed your first planet and made your way to the orbital space station. But from there, the options open up perhaps more than it may seem at first. Star Citizen is a massive game, not elite dangerous big, but large enough to find your own corner. One of the most common suggestions in the current game is to just fly around and visit locations. See what each place offers with little to no worries. While there's only one, the game currently takes place in a relatively safe star system. Most of the time you won't need to worry about pirates as you travel, as long as you stick to the main population hubs, of which there are quite a few. 4 planets, over a dozen moons, and an equally large amount of diverse space stations. There's a lot to see. But it goes a bit deeper. Among and in between these areas, you'll find derelict ships with loot, puzzles, and sometimes a threat. Caves that may be hiding mineable rocks and a pirate camp. Outposts that'll let you spawn in a hovercraft to do some exploring with. Bunkers that may challenge the more lawless players. Or the massive cities that offer you that shopping experience to hook you up with the fashion citizen. Not only is all this easy flying around going to show you these locations in the game, it'll also get you used to the flying. Every ship reacts differently to flight both in and outside of the atmosphere, and every atmosphere is different. You'll have plenty of opportunities to explore your ship inside and out while you're exploring Star Citizen. Now, while exploring is fun, you can be a bit more productive while you do it. But remember, as with everything, there will be some risk involved. Cargo hauling and delivery contracts are a fantastic way to have your exploration curated for you. There are 2 ways to do this at the time of writing. First, you can take delivery missions in your Mobiglass. These will allow you to pick up assigned boxes from various areas and deliver them elsewhere. Your only investment is time. You don't even have to think about where you're going as you get a waypoint. Which is all good considering these can always go wrong due to glitches. The other method is cargo hauling. This is more advanced though and will require you to buy your own commodities. I don't advise you start with this. Instead, stick to those box deliveries around different planets. Some deliveries will take you to building tops, some might have you trekking to outposts or cities. You'll occasionally need to deliver a box to space stations, and if you look for the correct missions, you'll be able to pick up various black boxes and lost cargo from crashed or destroyed ships on planets and in space. You'll also notice other delivery mission types as you read descriptions, but the basic delivery missions will allow you to progress in reputation with the various courier services around the star system. As you rank up, you will receive more complex missions and earn more per job. This is true with all professions and will be applied slowly to everything you do in-game. As there are no skill trees, your progression in Star Citizen is based on the connections that you make, the reputations you build with them, and the skills that you improve. I suggest running through these missions for a basic introduction to the reputation system and the game as a whole. You won't make as much money as you would bounty hunting or mining, but you will learn how to fly, land, pick things up, put them down, use a tractor beam, use your Mobiglass, and more. These skills will then prepare you for the big dynamic events and for the group play where you're going to make more money. Speaking of group play, just like every MMO, for most players, this game is better with others. But there are some really cool aspects of this game that aren't very obvious until you play with other people. Being able to dogfight is fun, but manning a turret in somebody else's ship while seeing your other friends taking down the same targets is better. Assaulting a base is very cool, but when you can have a bomber clear out the defenses ahead, it's that much sweeter. And mining asteroids works well, but sometimes it's just not cracking like you want from just a single laser. Playing with friends still isn't a completely smooth experience, with voice comms being iffy and party markers sometimes glitching, but finding a team to crew up with will bring you more fun and supply you with a wider range of missions. Each player will be able to share their available missions with a party and earn reputation and money for all said missions from all party members, so it's beneficial to have a small group you can link up with. To join another group, the best thing to do is send a message in global chat and see who responds. While you may get some bad actors, many players are happy to pay others to crew their ships. You can easily send party invites using the Mobiglass or by walking up to a player and interacting with them. Regardless, definitely keep an eye out for somebody to play with. It'll keep you safer, better supplied, and generally end in a more enjoyable experience for those looking for it. While the mission content is not currently something I'm happy with, something I talk about in my supporter exclusive video from January, the live events that have started occurring in Star Citizen over the last 12 months have proven to be a beacon of fun, activity, and money-making potential. While you may not find big missions like the Xenothreat Invasion, Ninetales Blockade, or Jumptown drug running operations, there are other week-long events that you can make good money at, see all the ships in the game, and enjoy some differing gameplay. In February, we've already seen the Red Festival, allowing players to search for and find red letters that can be sold for money. A similar event takes place at Christmas as well. Most holidays also feature some form of in-game celebration as well as a free-to-play week here and there. In May, you'll be treated to a massive traveling space parade, and in November, you'll be able to visit the Ship Expo, where you can see and rent just about every ship in the game for free. The only problem is CIG still makes players go to the website to figure out what may be going on during a given week, something I hope they fix promptly. It may be a bit weird to some that a game in this state already maintains so many in-game activities, but it does a lot to bring life to the game and keep the community from going too crazy. I talk more about this in my previous video on the channel if you would like to learn more about these events, and I definitely suggest keeping an ear and an eye out for them to take advantage. If all this sounds a bit boring to you, don't fret. There's quite a bit of exciting combat in this game as well, but we'll start it out easy, with bounty hunting. Bounty hunting is a fantastic activity and career path for newcomers. If you don't mind ruthlessly murdering criminals because they didn't show up for their hearing, this is for you. You'll start out small with easy ships to take down, and you'll have the options of fighting ships in atmosphere, in space, or underground on foot. Just pay very close attention to the descriptions when you choose. But the variety is only half the battle, or maybe like 20%, I'm not a doctor. This profession is also one of the best showcases for the reputation system, which will let you progress and move up in difficulty, reward, and the amount of missions you have to choose from. You'll start with a certification mission in whichever planetary zone you're in, and you can progress from there. You'll start out earning just a small amount per bounty, but after a few hours of play, those rewards will grow. And you can add the Call to Arms passive mission in the Mercenary tab, which will reward you for every criminal eliminated no matter what activity you're doing. This will get you double payment as well. And if you want to go even further, you could take my earlier advice and group up with others to share these missions, so that each player can take a bounty in a different place while all players are splitting the reward and earning the reputation. Whether you're at a party or alone, bounty hunting is a great way to earn some money, experience combat, progress in the game, and just have some fun. I would be remiss if I introduced you to Star Citizen and not the community behind it. And this is more than just talking about how kind everybody is. Yes, the majority of the community is kind and passionate and just wants to share, play, and talk about space games. But as the game is still in development, a lot of the experience following this game is being involved in the process, and you'll have a very easy time deciding on how much you want to do. Reddit is generally the best place for community discussion, in my own opinion. Besides that, you'll find Star Citizen everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, whatever your platform of choice to get updates and talk to others on, it'll be there. And you'll be able to see the development from different angles as well, particularly on YouTube with eye-candy-filled development updates on most Thursdays throughout the year and the live developer shows every Friday on Twitch. There are also plenty of content creators, websites with helpful item finders and trade route planners, in-depth analysis of the current state of the game, Discord servers dedicated to helping newcomers, groups that focus on throwing player-run events in and outside of the game, real-life meetings and conventions, and many cool pictures to look at. 'Cause let's be honest, it's kind of a screenshot simulator. Many people follow this game closely because they love being able to affect the progress of the game and see how a video game can be built. Nobody is required to do these things, but the ability to choose your own involvement in Star Citizen in your own way has led to an incredibly vibrant and passionate community that will welcome you with open arms. Just be ready for some drama if you're going to choose this route. Things can get hairy. So those were the 6 main things I think a newcomer could benefit from trying in Star Citizen in their first couple weeks, chosen by the Space Tomato community on Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. But there are a few more quick tips I'd like to give you before we go. If you've enjoyed the list so far though and want more content, I do make exclusive videos for my supporters every month. Consider signing up as a member here on YouTube or over on Patreon if you'd like more videos. Now, I didn't really talk much about the search and investigation missions, but they are also a great starting point for players. There is one in particular though that you should really try out first, and that is the Kovalik Shipping Hub Gundo mission. The shipping hub space station was damaged by an external explosion which ripped through the main area and killed all personnel. And just like everywhere else in this game, you have some access to the station. You can take a mission to track down the clues and figure out what happened to a specific employee who was on board.
Thank you for getting in touch with me. My husband recently died aboard the Gundo Kovalik station, but the company is refusing to pay out his insurance claim because they say he was at fault. It's ridiculous.
It doesn't really use any new in-game mechanics as it is several years old and hasn't been updated, but it offers a nice narrative experience in a game without many. I also highly suggest you look for an organization or guild. Like in other MMOs, these can be very helpful in making money and running missions. But in Star Citizen, a game with minimal content, an org will do a lot to bring you more gameplay and variety. I suggest my own org, of course, the Garden Interstellar Initiative, as we focus on creating gameplay, helping newcomers, and improving everybody's experience in the game. But there are many choices you can find on the website that I will link down below. Just be a little wary of the exclusivity in some cases. Finally, don't worry about the money. You'll make it naturally as you play, and generally you won't find too much to spend it on outside of ships just yet anyways. Look for the live events as opportunities to make a lot of money and continue to play with other players. But with little risk and a limited experience, it's still best to just focus on finding fun gameplay and experimenting for yourself right now. And the same goes for real life. While you can pledge to the development of this game to help support and complete it, and receive a ship in return, all ships can be earned in-game within a couple of patches of their release. Only give more than the initial $45 if you want to help fund the game. I have a few videos on this that I'll link down below for you as well. At the end of the day though, Star Citizen is still a game that is so far from being complete. And at this current time in development, that may seem ridiculous, but evidently there is plenty to try out during your first couple weeks in the verse. And I hope this video introduced you to enough to get you started. I have an entire playlist of guides and tutorials you can also look at if you need any additional help, and I make plenty of content for Star Citizen here and on my second channel, Space Tomato 2, where you can find other videos and my podcast. I hope this video helped you get started on your journey, and I'll catch you in the next.